Good evening once again, and welcome. I'm getting some feedback. Good evening once again, and welcome to another edition of Caribbean Feedback. Are we clear on that, sir? I think we have to change the name of this show, Again, feedback.
Too much feedback.
I'm getting rustling. Okay, go on. It sounds like somebody on... Karen, you on the beach?
I wish.
Okay, I see you touch something and the noise went away. So I think you're the one
Bluetooth. I turned off the Bluetooth off the phone.
Oh, it sounded like the winds on the beach or something. So I thought you relocate your studio this evening.
I'm dreaming.
So, like I said, once again, welcome to another edition of Caribbean Feedback. My name is Curtis Henry. And this time, what I'd like for us to do is work our way around the room and introduce ourselves and let the people know who we are and what it is we do. Let's start off with one of our founding members on the panel, Miss Karen Forrester. Talk to me.
Really? Hi, I'm Karen. I am with BantuKreations. BantuKreations offers African-inspired, handcrafted, lightweight, one-of-a-kind earrings, beautiful colors, textures. You can find me on BantuKreations on IG and BantuKreations on Facebook. Yeah. And don't let the sizes fool you. They're extremely lightweight earrings.
Lovely Back stuff you have there, sis.
Thank you.
Dr. Judith Barnes, welcome. I heard the hustling, the bustling coming in the door the last minute. But I'm gonna dock your pay. You need to be prompt when arriving here.
Go right ahead. I'm accountable. Go right ahead.
So please introduce yourself and let the people know who you are and what it is you do.
I am Judith Barnes. I am originally from Kingston, Jamaica. St. Andrew, Jamaica, not Kingston, St. Andrew. I am a trained Christian therapist. I am an author also and a painter. Painting not buildings, but pictures.
Okay,
that's it.
Oh, you're not done?
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. No, finish. You know, usually you doctors have a long list of credentials behind your name, letters in front of your name.
Enough. That's enough.
Go ahead, Mr. Archer. Talk to us.
Hi, how you doing, you guys? Hearing me good?
Oh, yes, loud and clear.
Yes.
You hear me loud and clear. All right, good. Good night, everyone. It's like, really crazy, but I'm happy to be here. Happy to be in the presence of my colleagues. And I am Sam Archer, the one and only. Everyone else who have the name Sam Archer, the imitations. I am the real one. And I'm here to keep it very real. I am a recent author of the book, The Hybrid Executive. I always put that there, all right, so the folks can see what it looks like for the up-and-coming aspiring artists in the music business. Get your game up, understand the game. It's available on Amazon and all these beautiful places. And tonight, it's episode
10. Oh, sorry.
10.
Did you think I was having a convulsion?
Teach the doctor to come. Everybody did this.
You thought I was stroking out.
Wow, what a journey, what a ride. What a journey, what a ride.
Yes. And we're going to keep pushing.
Yes.
We do not have our additional member tonight, one of our founding members. We have to give shout out to Mr. Delroy Sullivan from AmpSocial.
That's right.
I know some of you all have been asking what's happening. We miss his presence and we miss his essence, his contribution to the show. But trust me when I tell you, we have faith that he will be back stronger and healthier and with a more sound mind. As he said, his name is Sounding. So he's going to be coming back with a sounder mind. Good night, Lucy.
Right.
Thank you so much for joining us. I see your name popped up there. And we saved the best for last. So now I am Curtis Henry, the producer and host of Caribbean Chat, where we have insightful conversations with Caribbean people of excellence. Caribbean Chat provides a platform where we celebrate the history and culture of Caribbean people in entertainment, the arts, politics, sports, education, and economics. And we explore the many profound contributions they have made to society. Look us up on YouTube at Caribbean Chat. That's chat with 2 T's. Caribbean Chat, CHATT. We urge you to like the videos, subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up. Let us know that we're doing good. Moving things right along. People, at some point, most of us growing up in the Caribbean, we might have heard this. At some point of time in our lives, you might have heard the saying, loose lips sink ships. Meaning that we need to be mindful with our words. Mindful with the words we speak because they can have dire consequences. In the Bible, a book that many turn to for guidance and inspiration, it says in Proverbs 18:21 that the tongue has the power of life and death. Your words can either speak life or your words can speak death. This precious, pulsating pink piece of flesh we call a tongue has the power to produce positivity or peril. But let us not put all the blame on the spoken word. What about the written word, which expresses our deepest emotions, our goals, hopes, and dreams, our infallible truths or despicable lies that are embedded on stone, written on paper, or stored in the cloud for humanity to draw a reference from for eternity?
Can't take it.
Libraries across the world are filled with countless records of dreams and schemes that mankind has conjured up since the beginning of time.
Wow.
Tonight on Caribbean Feedback, we take a deeper look into the power of words. How many of us here are guilty of writing?
Mercy.
For it is said that the pen is mightier than the sword. What has your pen been guilty of?
Ooh, goodness.
Mr. Archer?
Wow, man.
Wow. It's done. It's over. What else is there to say?
Man, quoting Bible and things there. I had to lean back a little bit there.
You had to stand back, right? Yeah, no,
I leaned back a few times, man. I feel a little thing there, man.
What has your pen been guilty of, Mr. Archer?
So my pen was really guilty in the late 2000, between 2000, I'd say 7 and 2010. I was doing a lot of poetry around that time. Real plenty poetry. And I want to talk about an affair. I had an affair with 4 women.
What? I don't know if this is the type of show for that. You really want to have those revelations?
Yeah, 4 women.
All in the Bible.
Well, you see, it's after we spoke Bible, I'm talking about an affair, right? Yeah, I know.
It's strange.
So I'm going to run through it really quick. And this is how it goes. The affair. I had an affair with 4 women. Really? And I'll read on. First woman. She was so graceful. I couldn't believe whatever I did if wrong. Her prayer I received. She wasn't a fairy because she kept it real. She always told me how I made her feel. Woo. She called my name the way I like to hear. But whenever she wanted me, I wasn't always there. I ignored her at times. I wasn't fair. And for my salvation, she was always there. How jealous I think she should be because I'm seeing another 3. Second woman.
Wow.
Some strange reason I can't understand what I do to deserve the love from this one. Some chances I may take may not be my own faults. With such deep understanding, it's beyond me. Chance after chance I take behind her, she already knows that I'm an adulterer. Yet she finds it in herself to forgive me again, and again. Damn. We can say damn on this program, right?
You already did, so keep it going.
Then she reaches for me, and at times I'm not there. She lays down next to my empty spot, just the pillow and air. Where? I wasn't fair. How jealous I think she should be, cause I'm seeing another 3. Third woman.
You stuck?
She ran. I couldn't help but talk about her perfume, her breasts, and her kisses. She was a bit on the heavy side, and like any other relationship with storms, she got smaller. Now she looks fine in jeans, well defined, well shaped. I dare to say God took 7 days to make her. What a beautiful creation. She fit me like a puzzle, and as stubborn as I was when she called my name, man, it was a pretty sound. Sometimes I couldn't be found. Yes, I did too. Ignored her sometimes and made her blue. Somehow I couldn't see what she meant to me. But she's not nagging me or forcing me. Whenever I call, she's there. Never too early, never too late. Patiently, she waits. How jealous I think she should be, because I'm seeing another 3. I see we have some technical difficulties here.
No, we good. Yes,
We good?
froze for a minute. Yes.
Oh, okay, all right. I had to save the best for last. Out of the 4, she's the one with class. She's aware of the other 3, and without her, they can't be. Strange relationship, I should say. This one loves me in every and any way. Whenever, however, and whyever she's there. Not like a noun, but a verb. Full of action, not with words and hot air. She can tone it up and tone it down. Slap it, flip it, and turn it all around. She's the real sexy back, and you should see her smile. Guys, you'll just melt all over. You may feel these 4 women as stupid because I won't ever commit to them. So who loves these outside women? I think I can be real to them. The first one, her name is Grace. The second one, her name is Mercy. Patience is the third. I gotta have her and she's gotta have it. And the greatest of these is love.
Well done.
You like
Okay,
that,
no,
man?
I'm happy, but you kind of get me worked up and saying, well, wait, we getting some comments here this evening, mouth open so we jump up. We about to hear some bacchanal, but anyway, we're gonna settle for that. We're gonna settle for that one. So you said this was written when? At which point in time?
So this one was written December 8th, 2009.
Wow.
And it looked like I had nothing to do because I posted it at 10:26 a.m. I don't know what I was doing around that time.
What you get up,
Who
you had no
posts
job
poetry in the morning? You know what I
in
mean?
the morning. You wake up with inspiration. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is that some of us, we do that. We sleep with notepads next to the bed and we wake up inspired to do something. And then there are others like me who wait, or sometimes we hear that voice while we're going along with our regular routines. And there are others who you can give them a subject matter And off the bat, they can write something that quickly. One of those people I speak about is Miss Karen Forrester. I gave her a couple titles a few days ago, and immediately she put pen to paper. Karen, let's hear what your contribution on any one of those pieces that you chose to write over the last couple of days.
Okay, your first challenge was boyfriend. And of course, you know, the first love is always the most powerful that stays with you throughout. So I wrote, in the edges of the frame lurks the shadow of my first boyfriend. I have often wondered what would have happened had the picture been fully developed. I cannot regret any of our brief experiences. Decades have passed, you're no less important. Remnants of me have stayed with you. Attempts to rekindle have fallen in the fray. That love's ember have lit my way. Others have not measured up to that which I stowed away. Thank you for the memories which have sustained me to this day. Sure.
Look like somebody's still walking around with feelings.
Missing.
Somebody been touched in a special way, and they're still walking around with feelings from since there was I don't know. We're not gonna go back to how old we're gonna leave that part alone.
We're not gonna so man, just pass.
Yeah, long time ago.
Long time ago.
Long time.
First love. You know, first love don't go anywhere. They just stay in the back and then just lick you and then remind you.
So just before we keep going, let's jump for a quick second. I just want to shout out, we have Lucy O'Brien. She said good night. Thank you, Lucy O'Brien. She gave me a greetings. We have Sherry-Ann Sylvester, good night. And
night, Sherry-Ann.
You in the chat, you all could jump into the chat room and give us a little word there. All right, back to you, Mr. Henry.
Yes, Miss Barnes.
Yes, sir.
All the way from what part of Georgia you're there? Macon,
No, I'm in Conyers, Georgia. Thank you.
Never heard of it. But anyway,
That's
all the way from Georgia. Let's hear you, Dr. Judith Barnes. What you have to say?
Well, I didn't find any of my poems, and I forgot that tonight we're supposed to be doing poetry. I got information about mental health as regarding colorism. I got that information and I was reading it over. I was getting ready, and then Curtis called in and said, "Oh shoots, I forgot." So, and I forgot also to get a dermatologist, but I got it since I spoke to him. So I'm going to contact them tomorrow.
Okay.
That being said, let me just share with you what's in my head and my heart in a way. I divorced well. What does that mean?
Wow.
I divorced well.
You divorced.
All the mistakes that I made while married, I had no idea. I had no idea what marriage was. I failed miserably, but yet there was happiness in between. It was a great time, yet it was a terrible time. It ended 4 years after it began. And yet, despite the fact that it ended, I can honestly say I divorced well. How did I divorce well? I now know what marriage is. So if I were to marry again, I'd be far better at it the second time around than I was the first. I divorced very well. Now I know I could be married forever. Because what it is that I did wrong and what is that I failed at, I see so clearly. I divorced very well. And I just made that up because what I wrote down, I didn't want to read. So that's it.
Well, don't apologize.
It's the truth.
On the fly.
It's the truth. And the funny part about that, I just came to a very important realization in that little piece that you gave there. You spoke about marriage, spoke about divorce, and in that little piece you did, it make me realize what is the main cause, the main responsibility for divorce. I just realized that.
What's that?
Marriage.
Man, go away. Go fly a kite without the tail.
Marriage, that's the thing that's responsible for divorces right there. If you never get married, you never get divorced.
Whatever.
So I wanna introduce a little piece here this evening. It's from one of my spoken word pieces, and it's a little lengthy, but it's something I have to address. This piece is called, there are some expletives in there which I'm gonna beep out, but this piece is called niggers. Niggers, niggers, niggers. And I spelt it in the title Niggers, Niggas, Niggaz, Niggers. All moving along. Niggers, 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 niggers. No matter how you spell it. Now, some people talk about when they write poetry, they have all these metaphors and hyperboles and all these different things in there. I write with a rhyme structure. That's how it comes to me. That's how I put it down. And here goes. This one says, niggas this and niggas that. Niggas white and niggas black. Niggas here and niggas there. Niggas everywhere. Nigga, what's up? Nigga, what's going down? Niggas from the country. Niggas from town. Everywhere I turn, I hear the word nigga. Hey, that one looks like my brother. Nigga short and nigga tall. I hear the word nigga up and down my hall. Nigga slim and niggas fat. Yo, this brother ain't dumb with that. Niggas pulling triggers, killing other niggas. Niggas want to test me, but niggas don't know. I'm not the type of brother that simply let this go. Now I may look like you, but I'm not your nigga. Call me your friend or even your brother. If you really love me, please don't call me a nigga. I'm not yours, and you definitely not my nigga. Niggas pulling triggers, killing other niggas. When will this madness stop? Please tell me what's up. Why do you think being a nigga is cool when most of the niggas you know act the damn fool? Some niggas think it's okay to call their girl a bitch, while other niggas rob and steal, trying to get rich. Some niggas on the street corner hustling, while real brothers out working. Sisters, don't be a ride and die chick just because the nigga got a big. Choose a positive brother and become his wife. A brother who will stand by you for the rest of his life. Sisters, please pay attention. Be careful which nigga you choose, because riding along with the wrong nigga, your precious life you can lose. Niggas pulling triggers, killing other niggas, because a nigga looked at them the wrong way or stepped on his sneakers. Some niggas let their pants sag low, thinking that ish make them look hard. But these same soft-ass niggas end up in prison being in the yard. In case you haven't heard this, let me tell you real fast. Wearing your pants down low, you're only advertising ass. Some niggas walk around boasting how they spent some time in jail. And these same ignorant niggas couldn't even read their own damn mail. Niggas pulling triggers, killing other niggas. Maybe one day the killing would stop when niggas stop calling brothers niggas.
Wonderful.
I remember doing this piece some years back, and a particular sister decided to take me on this and said, well, you're a little too sensitive. You know, you're old. You don't understand. You know, we have taken that word and we now embrace it and make it our own. Give it new meaning. New life, it's a term of endearment. It's nothing but a word. And I tried to let her know that words have meaning and words have power. And she said, no, it's just a word. I don't let words bother me. I said, wow. It's interesting that you think like that, you ignorant jackass. And I paused, and she looked at me. Her whole expression changed. I said, "Yeah, that's strange. You know, I appreciate you think like that. You dumb bit." And she sunk again. "Why are you speaking to me like that?" I said, "They were nothing but words, right? You said words have no meaning, right? And words have no power, right? So why did you get upset when I referred to you as a bee? And I put a few others in there to emphasize my point." And she did nothing but turn and walked away. I don't know if she realized what I was saying, but she chose at that time not to continue with the argument because it was a no-winner. Words have power, ladies and gentlemen. Words have power. Be careful which words you use. Be careful with your vocabulary. Be impeccable with your word. Anyone has any addition to that?
To what you just said?
Yeah, to words.
Oh, to words.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. The words are very powerful. That was a very powerful poem here, there, man. For a minute I thought DMX was on the mic.
Yeah.
Not in the least bit.
Words are very powerful. Words are very powerful, especially the person. Depends on who's speaking. If it's a family member, someone that you look up to, using some derogatory, term to you. In my case, I will forever refer to her as my mother's sister because she lost the title of anything else when she looked at me at age 14 and used the SLUT. I couldn't even. Yeah, gosh, And I just never respected her from that point because it wasn't justified, and she just made assumptions about something, and that was it. That ended that relationship. That's my.
Have anyone ever said anything to any one of you that cut deep?
That cut deep for me. I was 14. That was unheard of.
Judith, has anyone ever tried?
I like that. Tried. Listen, I grew up with a father that read the dictionary. He literally read the dictionary. And he often talked about the power of words, and he was very descriptive. And when he described somebody negatively, it was well described. I mean, he had a power, and he had a very powerful voice and the emphasis. And I was saying this to you earlier, Curtis. It's not just the words, it's the emphasis, it's the intonation, it's even the way we look when we say what we say. Those things can make a big difference. And as Karen just said, depending on the relationship, if the person is closely related to you, they can say the simplest sounding thing and it can cut you and destroy you because of the relationship that you have. I have learned, I have a very strong voice. On the phone, people have said to me, "Yes, sir," and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I said, "No, you didn't hurt my feelings." And I mean, honestly, I was like, "Listen, that's my voice sounds that way. Don't worry about it. I know I'm a woman. That's okay." But it's not just the words that I use; it's the force that I bring with it, and I do speak forcefully, depending on the situation. And like I said, I grew up with that with my father. My brothers all have these big voices, and they say they tend to be very gruff, which I've told them. I said, "Don't talk to me. When you're talking that way, I don't want to hear it. Find another way to talk to me. Say what you guys say, but I don't want the gruffness." But I know what it is to have learned, especially in the last 20 years. And anything positive that I do, I attribute it to God. Anything that I do that's meaningful and powerful, I attribute it to the Holy Spirit. And I have gone to the place where I write and I am guided. I've gone back and changed emails and changed text messages because I am so aware of the power of words. Of the what do you call it? Whatever it is that you're writing, I have learned to stop and think about my intentions, about my desires for what I want, what I'm communicating, what is it that I desire, not only to get, but to give. And that's the part that I love about words, is that you can give people gifts in words. You can, I mean, I give gifts to people almost daily because I have the ability and the willingness to see something good in everybody. And what I'll do is I'll say to them, even people that don't like me, and that's the beautiful part about this. Even people that don't like me, I can see something good in them, and I can say it in such a way, and they'll be like, "I know she know I don't like her, but that's okay." I mean, and I mean that sincerely. It's okay, because what it takes to dislike somebody, I don't have that kind of energy. It For me to dislike somebody, I'd have to remember when I see them to cut my eye after them instead of smiling. I'd have to remember I have something against them. So I've never hated anyone, and I pray to God I never do. So all of that, the power of the Bible talks about the power of the tongue. But the problem is that we don't realize the power. So we're careless with it. So everybody can say, you have to be careful what you say, careful what you say, okay? You hurt people's feelings. And they go right and do it again because we really don't realize the immense power that the tongue has and the pen. So for me, I can tell anybody, I have a very, very peaceful life. I choose very carefully what I say to people. And I've also learned that sometimes the best thing to say is, what good? Talk to you later. Because at that moment, saying anything else might not be the best thing to do.
In Trinity, we have a couple of words we just say, well, me in particular, I just say, I done.
So what?
I done.
I done. Yeah.
Once you hear me say I done. You could say whatever you want to say after that. The argument done for me. It's pointless. I'll choose not to continue because it's either you're just not getting it or my words it's just futile at that point in time. So I done.
But it's a blessing.
So some of the sayings also said, if you have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Say nothing at all.
But I think also,
okay, so Sam, it's back around to you.
Oh, Doctor, you were saying something real quick?
It's okay. Why you have your head covered? You cold?
Well, I'm up north and the temperature is changing gradually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, you expect us to buy that, right? You cover your head but your arms outside. That's style and fashion. If it's style, say style. You have on a hoodie, but he's sleeveless. All right. Inside the house. I got you, brethren. I got you.
So based on what we just said here, we're going to do a follow-up. It's comedians. I'm going to do a follow-up on this one is called
Three More Women.
You see you?
Oh gosh.
This one is called Something Smart. Now, I think I wrote now this is October 14, 2010. I think I wrote this. I was teaching, I was teaching around this time. And no, I wasn't teaching. But okay, so which means I probably posted this later than it was written. But I think this had something to do with one of my students. So while you teach, you you may have a student that just decides to just run. They want to challenge you when they should be quiet and give you a little run. They want to test you out a little bit. Want to see. Well, let me see what Mr. Trey is made of here today. Let me see if I can mess with him. So this one is entitled Something Smart. She said something smart, and I was ready to snap. I held back because her remark took me back. Back in the days when my mouth was smart, just that back then I didn't say it. I kept it at heart. Sometimes I wondered what it would be if I said what I thought. Something smart to my parent, teacher back then, and I fought with it internally. Internally with watery eyes, a nut in my throat, and I'm wondering why. You guys remember you used to have a nut in your throat a long time when you don't have your way? You
Yes.
so Dr. Henry ever got that nut in your throat?
Oh yeah, all the time. I wasn't allowed to speak up or
Yeah,
speak
and you
back
would get
within
this
my home.
nut, right?
So
You used to feel that nut in your throat, right? Yeah, that
I would
that
say a
that
lump.
sometimes it's not a nut. Oh, okay,
No, no,
okay.
no, no, no.
Okay.
Crazy.
No, sir. No, 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 not in my throat. But go on.
Yeah, okay. Something smart to my parent teacher back then, I fought with it internally with watery eyes, a nut in my throat, and that is KNOT, yeah? And I'm wondering why? Why must I keep my feelings at bay? Think what I want, but I just can't say. Because if I say, my peers will rave. You remember him? There's his grave. NWA's gene is in the majority of our youths today. Now they can think and they can say what's on their mind, and sometimes I marvel, not even the slight idea of fear of life unravels. Back then, what we thought and what we said planted multiple seeds, and it grew in numbers, like interest on a lease. As you put it out there, it's like seeds in the ground. It might bless you later or curse you around. What we planted then now grows into trees, stands in the storm and sways in the breeze.
Mm.
I'm hoping that I'm hoping that what I said and thought were blessing seeds so I can be happy when they become trees.
Mm.
Now, what do I say to the youths of today? Making remarks, not knowing soon they'll pay.
Mm.
Thoughts get out there, but the tongue does seal. Can't take it back, Shakespeare revealed. Smart remarks I planted then, now I take in stride. Today I deal with my smart fruit trees. I can't run and hide. My fruits, they find me, no matter how I turn. If I jump on a spaceship, they have gas to burn. Watch what you say.
Good stuff. Good
Yes,
stuff.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I
Good
have never
stuff.
had that pleasure of being a teacher. Well, except to my own children, but I can understand what it is you're going through at that point in time, dealing with these little impressionable minds. I do understand. I feel you on that one.
Mm.
Bring it back around. You're clearing your throat and dancing. It's time for you to go again. Miss Archer, let me hear
Would you
what you
believe
have to
I'm
say.
hearing the theme?
Come on in. Let me hear what you have to say.
You said Mr.
Who?
Archer.
Oh,
No,
me
no.
again?
Oh, Miss Forrester. Miss Forrester. Come in.
See, I wait my turn. Okay, you challenged me. You challenged me. Your second challenge to me was called home. So I went a little sideways on this, so bear with me. The cliches play like an overplayed record. The grooves hold the memories, but the threads are almost worn through. Home, for me, is neither physical or mental, but a reservoir of my soul, sometimes half empty, sometimes half full. There's residual effort to keep a balance of the two. I exist in a plane where ownership is an endless list of tangibles. I've been caught up, and freed of that decree. Racing through time, trying to unwind, hoping to fill my time with integrity. I cannot hold on to that which cannot be held. My spirit seeks space, not the confines of a well.
Lovely.
I'm good.
Lovely.
You was just sitting there.
Lovely.
Powerful,
I was
powerful,
waiting for
We're
Lovely.
all just sitting there like I'm like staring at you like what's going on? Did you hear me?
Yeah, oh yeah, we heard you. We were waiting for more. We were waiting for more.
It sounded
Good
more.
stuff.
Oh God.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So, Doctor.
That is just my
Dr. Judy-
journey. My journey, it
Oh,
sort
I'm
of reflects
sorry.
the journey of, I'm sorry, Sam. Sorry. No, it just reflects the journey of getting to a point where the material things absolutely mean absolutely nothing to me anymore. Really,
Mm.
you know. But that was a hard road to get, get
It
through.
reminds me of that old saying: "A house is made of brick and stone, but a home is made of love alone." Some people
Oh,
call it a home because it have all these furnishings, but yet still it's a very very frustrating place to be. How could you call that home? You have all the fine furnishings, but you have to stop by the liquor store and get a drink before you come home. Then that ain't home. That's not home. That's a house.
what were you asking me, sir,
Oh
Mr.
yes.
Sam?
So yeah, your first poem, you said when you wrote it, you couldn't say it. Did I hear right?
No, actually, it's not that I couldn't. I have something that I wrote, and in a sense, it has to do with what Karen just said about possessions. So I wrote that earlier tonight. I wrote that, a little while ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I can read that now.
By
Oh,
all
okay.
means.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. It's kind of silly, but it's very important to me. A man once told me to stand online and I would get a free bag. My words to him was, I have enough bags, all sorts of bags, Walmart bags, Macy's bags, pocketbooks of all names and colors.
Mm.
So no, I told him, I won't stand online to get a free bag. He hesitated for a bit, probably thinking he could convince me to wait on that long line to get a free bag. But seeing how my face was set like flint, he walked away to go join the line to get a free bag. I smiled and walked in the opposite direction, planning to wait till he got his bag and then we could return to work. So I walked about just looking around, doing nothing in particular. So as my friend waited in line to get a free bag, someone came to me with a smile and asked me, would you like a free bag? I smiled and said, thank you, as I looked toward my friend still waiting online to get a free bag. It's just something about my life. I rarely go after anything, but I'm never without. I'm often blessed, but rarely do I have to stand online. That's it.
That's talking about the blessing of patience, right?
Yeah,
Being
yeah.
patient and waiting for what you
I
know is
very
out there for you.
rarely. This actually happened in the prison system in South Florida, and the pharmaceutical companies would come in and they bring gifts and stuff. So this guy named is Jose. He said, Judith, come on, you want to go get a free bag? I said, no, I have enough bags. I don't need no bags. He said, well, I said, go on and get the bag. So I'm there waiting, and somebody just come to me and say, would you like a free bag? So I go like, hey, I got a free bag and I didn't have to wait online.
Without
And
trying.
that is very a big part of my life. I don't do what everybody else does. I don't believe in chasing things. But guys, when I tell you, I am so fortunate that people come to me and offer me things. And at first I'd be like, why? I'm like, why? Thank you. But it's not just things. It's people offer me good, it's a good vibes. People offer me hope and encouragement because I focus on those things more than I focus on things. So I wrote that because that's something I've told that story many times. And he got the bag, and I was like, I ended up giving him the bag I had that they gave me because I really don't need no more bags. I've had enough bags. So that's that.
I guess you don't want to become known as the bag lady, huh?
No. Thank you.
Okay, this next piece I want to do, it's from one of my spoken word pieces. This one is called The Doctor Said.
Mm.
I went to the doctor this morning because for the past few nights I find myself tossing and turning. At 2:45 in the AM, instead of me sleeping, I lay awake thinking, reminiscing, realizing that I no longer have you by my side. You see, woman, you were my joy and my pride, the one whom I should have made my bride. Since that day you left, something inside of me died. He said that the reasons I get these pains in my chest is because I cannot get no rest. when you're gone. He recommended that we spend the night together, naked under the cover, hugging and kissing each other.
Doctor, sorry. Sorry.
Rewind and come again.
Sorry.
He said the reason I get these. That's what the doctor tell me.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He said the reason I get these pains in my chest is because I cannot get no rest when you're gone. He recommended that we spend the night together, naked under the cover, hugging and kissing each other. He did a CAT scan on my brain, hoping to find the reason for my pain. And his analysis confirmed the facts that these anxiety attacks can only be caused by me wanting you so much. He recommended that I get wake-up kisses in the morning, hot, passionate sex every other evening. He suggested that my sweaty palms and cold feet can be cured instantly with something salty to eat. The doctor also said, yo, get your mind out of the gutter. The doctor also said that we should encourage one another, take long walks holding hands together. Every now and again, sit around the fire. Despite the fact that we're in the same room, write each other a love letter. And if you fall ill, never leave your side until you get better. However, he told me to be careful that I don't spoil you too much. Insist that you learn to stand on your own and never become dependent on a crutch. He said that certain things like love and respect go hand in hand, and I shouldn't take it personal if you should demand my undivided attention, my love and affection, my undying devotion. Because the more you get is the more you'd be willing to give. And you are the reason why I live. He said that the love we've achieved has made him come to believe that my name was Adam and you were my Eve. So we should come together and conceive a new life, but not before you become my wife. So I take this opportunity to ask you, will you marry me? Come, take my hand. Let us join our hands and hearts together. Make a promise never to forsake each other, to stand firm in any stormy weather. He said that without a doubt, Akon doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. That nobody wants to see us together? Psh, whatever. Have you ever noticed how people look at us when we're walking down the street? It's like if couples everywhere are trying to compete. When we kiss, they kiss. We hug, they hug. But when we stop and stare into each other's eyes without uttering a word, that's where the confusion starts. Because it's as if we're standing there listening, looking into each other's heart. Even I sometimes get confused as to why we keep doing this. Could it be that we're living in eternal bliss? Girl, you are as important to me as this oxygen that I breathe.
What?
Our nightly conversations are what I need to succeed. Please promise me that from this day on we will never fight, and at least once a week have dinner by candlelight. To promise you that I listen to everything you have to say, we both know is a lie. But baby, all I'm asking is for another opportunity to try.
Fine. You wicked man.
Wait,
Not me, that-
when, a quick
You're
question.
wicked.
When did you leave the doctor office? Because like at one point he was in the doctor office, and then
I tell you what the doctor said. That was
Oh,
his
that
recommendations
Oh, okay.
as to what it is I needed to go home and do. So I came back now and I'm telling it to her what the doctor said.
Okay. Is the doctor all right?
I hope so. The doctor fall off the screen there. I'm gonna tell you all though, I hope she come back in time to hear this. It wasn't that doctor, because I am not taking any advice. I am not taking any advice from that doctor. I guess she fall off the screen, she fall off the chair or something happened, but when she returned, or when she looked at the recap of the tape, you understand that it had nothing to do with her. I said it before. I'm not laying in her couch to take any advice. So, any questions on that one, Karen? Everybody giggling, everybody laughing.
I'm good. I'm good. You know, I know the piece, so I'm not, at all surprised by the responses.
I really, hold on. Let me bring the doctor back in here. Yeah. Welcome back, doctor. Welcome back.
Sorry, my son called.
No.
Oh, we thought you fell off the chair.
Welcome back. We want to give you just help, but you came back. So, but I like the performance of that poem.
Yes.
I like the oxygen part, because I thought the screen still for a second. I said, wait. I said the Wi-Fi going bad. I said, oh, it's part of the program. It's part of the poem.
No,
that's so important.
The intonation, everything, lovely. You made me, to be very honest with you, I feel ashamed that I don't have an original poem. I don't have an original poem, certainly not in memory, and I don't have anything with me. But
remember, Judith, it's not just about poetry; it's about the word. It is about the word.
I agree.
As I stated in the opening, we have in the libraries countless records of everything that mankind has ever thought about. Everything that he has ever dreamed, everything he has ever aspired to become are written on the pages of books. And they're sitting there as a testament of our mentality, of our minds, whether sick or genius. Those words are written there for generations upon generations to read. And this is why I asked that question in the opening. What has your pen been guilty of? Because the words that I write here, and this is part of my legacy. And long after, okay, Sherry-Ann, I see you still on the oxygen. Long after I'm gone, these words are going to remain. Somebody, okay, with that's how important she was in my life. That without her around. But you see, the interesting part here, let me tell you something, and this is why so many of us, so many people in society, we make permanent decisions to temporary problems. Sam, you're familiar with the word tabanka?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we all go through that. In Jamaica, you all call it worries, right? You get all of these caught up in these emotions about another individual, and you say, and I hate when I hear this, oh, I can't live without you. Really? You sure? Wait a minute, you can't live without me. What happened in the 30-something years before you met me? Weren't you living? Yeah, you'll be all right.
I was just existing until I met you.
Oh, wait, yeah. I understand.
That's a good comeback.
Yeah, but this is, people say that I can't live without you. I don't know what I'm going to do without you. My whole world is destroyed without you. And, they go and they kill themselves, jump off a bridge, drink poison. Permanent solutions to temporary problems. And listen to the words in that poem. That individual has long come, gone, forgotten. Distant memory, you reflect on somebody every now and again. But, I'm breathing fine. I'm breathing fine. I'm breathing fine. They're long gone. Probably already a few other people caught up in the same delusions that I was, but that I had at that point in time. But we move on, we heal, and life goes on. But I'm glad that I recorded my thoughts, my feelings, and it's there forever as a testament to what it is I went through at that particular time in my life. So that's one of the things that my pen has been guilty of. Back to you, Karen.
Sir, how may I help you?
Karen.
Finally get it right. Whoa, you're proud of your subtle. Oh, yes.
Can't breathe now.
Third piece. No, man, you can't breathe, man. I'm just happy. Get it right. The third piece that he challenged me to is entitled "Taking Chances." Okay, let me see if I can read this properly. Bit by bit, I edge closer to the fulfillment of my dreams. The fear is not failure or fulfillment, but the maintenance, the daunting expectations, all self-imposed. Years of conditioning, trying to overshadow my goals. Don't aim for wealth. It is the undoing of the soul. I have unlearned what I could. Blockages and detours have been overcome. I seek to create new avenues to my sun. Undeterred, I see parallels of light along my way. There is no finish line, just illusions thereof. The weight of my choices lighten each day. I embrace the fact I am taking a leap of faith. That's it.
So,
you people
So,
get to
so
always
let
have
me
this look on your face.
let me get it straight. Let me get it straight. So Dr. Henry,
Yes,
you
sir.
gave her a topic, and that is what she came up with.
That is what she came up with.
Yeah, I'm a
Wow.
writer.
Wow.
the way she said it,
Amazing.
I'm a
Amazing.
writer.
I'm
That,
a
that was
writer.
that was good. That was good. Really good. Really good. I mean, I'm
Thank
amazed.
you.
I'm
Thank
impressed.
you.
Yes. Nice.
And those were the three within the last like 48 hours. But prior to this, I've given myself a lot of prompts, and she has run off with them. Yeah, give her a prompt
I
and
don't
she
know.
just
It's
begin right,
just
and she
as you
complete.
said, just knowing your passion, appreciating your passion. My passion is poetry and cooking. I just love those types of things. Expressionism. Love that. So moving on, gentlemen.
I guess it's
Gentlemen,
back to
excuse me.
me. So
Pardon
I
me.
want to also give a quick shout out to Mr. Richard Ewing. He's with us this evening, and he made
So
sure that
wait,
the
wait.
Jamaican
So
flag
Richard,
was
Richard,
J.A.
Richard,
Simicolaya, Simicolaya,
I know
Simicolaya,
Richard,
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 Simicolaya.
I know you can't communicate. I know you can't really, you can hear me, but you can't really answer back. Why you had to put that flag down there?
Richard, say flag
Why?
ya. Sit ya, sit ya, sit ya, sit ya.
so
Represent,
so
Richard, represent.
I'm
Richard,
going to
we in an age, and I'm telling you, feel it's okay if you need to upgrade.
Watch out now, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
If
Hey,
you need
watch
to
out.
upgrade, Richard, I have one here I can send for you.
No, it
Student
is not an
also,
upgrade. I beg
if
your
you need to
pardon.
upgrade, Karen, if you
It
need
is
to
not an
upgrade,
upgrade.
I
I
have a flag
absolutely
here for
not.
you. Okay,
I am confident with who I
wave
am and
this
what I
one,
am. Stop it.
wave it,
I
proud
done.
and glad that you're from
I
Trinidad.
done. I done. But I need to
All
do
right.
nothing else right
is that wrong
here.
Crazy.
So I'll give you a quick backstory because I know my brother Richard Ewing, and
Oh, okay, okay.
his significant other is from Tobago.
Oh
Okay,
gosh. That Trini Jamaican thing don't really work out too tough, you know. I tell you
I
straight.
understand. So
Hey.
you're trying to
Oh
say that
gosh.
in his household he has no say. I got your point. I got
Trini
your.
Trini Jamaican, I'm hoping that they're solid, but Trini
You
Jamaican
see
is
why she
usually
freeze?
like island water. Oh gosh.
You're gonna put him man in trouble,
We
brother.
understand that.
Oh, take it light now. Take it light. Take it light.
You know. So
All right. So
Richard go on bad when him out a road. Boy, me this, me that. Oh, I mean, really, I mean, really. You see what? Turn up the mouth when them talk and oh, why? Oh, me this, I mean that, I mean the next, I mean really. And you see from the time he reached the doorstep, he whitey
And the
feet.
heavy manners.
Yes, good evening, baby. Hi there. You okay? Anything you want me to do for you? We know that. Richard, we don't even know you, but
go easy on me, brethren, man. Go easy on me, brethren.
welcome to the feedback.
Sam.
Remember, you're in a backyard conversation
Sam.
here. So when you walk in,
Yes,
that's how
sir.
it go.
Sam, I have one request of you before you do your poem. Sam, don't interrupt your poem again. Don't do it. Go straight through.
Oh, with my poem.
Don't
Okay, so
interrupt yourself.
yeah, so the good thing about this one I'm going to do here, it was a request. It was special request by Miss Forrester, by the way.
Oh
And I have this
gosh,
one.
boy, me get special request. Feel special. Go on, Sam. Go on, man. Go on. I listen. I attentive.
So this one is entitled "My Blackness." This is actually one of my songs, and when I was being interviewed by Dr. Henry on Caribbean Chat, not Caribbean Feedback now, I know we're getting confused here and there, but Caribbean Chat, I spoke about this piece. So I'll just read the words, and in this context, I just want to be a painter, and then you guys could express how you feel. So the first verse is, "Why do you hate like so? Feelings you may hide, but you cannot let go. I cannot understand why. Don't be afraid. Brother, please open your eyes." And the chorus I go, "Why are you afraid of my blackness? Why are you afraid of my soul? Brother, please get rid of this madness. Let's heal this ill so we'll become whole." And whole is WHOLE for Dr. Henry's inquiry. Because he, you say whole and he take it some other place. Second verse.
Oh gosh.
"Years of my blood running dry. The underdog for life. See the look in my eye. This isn't how it should be. If love's in our hearts, we must lift humanity. Why are you afraid of my blackness?" And that's pretty much the song. Right. So I painted the picture. You guys can interpret. Thank you.
Well, sir, I am in no way, shape, or form afraid of your blackness. Whether it's the physical blackness or the black frame of mind, I am in no way afraid of it. I embrace it, I welcome it, and I encourage even more of it. Dr. Barnes.
Listen, man, you guys are pros. I can't keep up with you. Well, let me recite something real quickly. Something that means a lot to me, and I have had many discussions about this. I am fascinated with. Maybe I should. All right, let me just go ahead.
No, you just started it. Bring it.
Okay. Let me go ahead. There's something about a man, not you, Curtis. There's something about a man that I cannot quite understand why a woman would even consider being entertained by another woman. The very way that God has made a man, his arms, the contours of his body, everything about him excites me. A man is the best thing that God has to offer me. I like to think of the men that I've loved. There have been a few, not many. One, I remember telling him that I loved him like bun and cheese. He was embarrassed, but yet he wanted me to repeat it. I remember him taking me to Hellshire Beach and trying to teach me how to swim. And as he had me lay back in his arms, I said, "No, I can't do this." He said, "Trust me." I said, "That's the thing. It's hard for me to trust." So as much as I love men and I believe that they're the best thing that God has created except for women, I couldn't trust him to learn how to swim. But I love men. I've never seen anything, and I've never seen anything quite like a man's body. No mistake, no errors. Just perfectly made for a woman who's interested in a man. That's it.
Okay, I agree with you up to the ending part. I have never seen anything more beautiful than a woman's body, but
That's good.
I understand
That's
where you're
good.
coming from.
I'm happy for you.
I understand where you're coming from.
So this is a piece that, I mean, you didn't write this piece. So
No, I just did it. I just said that. No.
oh, you just
Yeah.
oh, okay. All right.
Because it's something that I genuinely feel. I mean, I could have expanded on it, but I don't want to become, too in depth about it.
Like
but
you kind of vibe.
It is.
Okay. All right.
Kudos on that. Yeah, show some love. Show some love.
Yeah,
show some
yeah,
love.
yeah.
Show some love.
Absolutely.
Collectively. Sam, collectively.
Yes.
Shut up.
So you all sometimes hear me. I rag on the two women here a lot, and sometimes the way I may joke or speak about women, people think like, "Oh, you've been damaged, bro. Why you hate women?" I don't hate women. My mother was a woman. I have 7 children by 3 beautiful women, whom at one time I adored. I don't. At one time, I have no hatred towards women, and I always, hold them in high esteem. This particular piece that I wrote here is called "A Woman's Worth." So, no matter how hard you try, you can never erase the dirt, the stain you create when you destroy a woman's worth. In the beginning, you sold her a pipe dream, promising her that, like Elizabeth, one day she will be your queen. But somewhere in time, halfway to the finish line, you switched. Now you refer to her as the hoe and that bitch. How did the mother of your child, the love of your life, the one whom you told everyone would be your wife, how was she reduced from a position of royalty, losing her self-respect, her value, and her dignity? There was a time when her smile would light up the room like a sunbeam. Looking out the window, she would daydream, anticipating a life filled with joy and laughter. But her tears started flowing like waves in a tsunami disaster. There was a time when her ego was as large as a melon. Now she's plotting how to murder you without becoming a felon. Brothers, please pay attention. Every time you slap her face, her own blood she would taste. Now, with makeup, she covers her bruises. At work, she's running out of excuses. No one seems to understand why she keeps slipping on the kitchen floor, why she's always bruising her face on that same cabinet door. With every slap, her smile no longer gleams. And with every lie, she loses a bit of her self-esteem. Because her smile has now turned into a grin, desperately trying to hide the scars that are etched within. Her once perfect life is now fragmented like pieces of a jigsaw puzzle, as she devises ways to serve you a concoction of cyanide and sit across the dinner table and watch you as you guzzle. Many nights you came home drunk and broke out into a tirade. She watched you as you swayed, wanting desperately to introduce your esophagus to a switchblade. But instead, she prayed. Next to you, she laid, unafraid. Had it not been for her spirituality and her ability to masquerade, as you slept, she would have lived out her fantasy of dislocating your shoulder blade. Take heed, my friend. You have it made. You don't have a maid. Recognize the fact that out of all the men she encountered, she chose you as her serenader, not her manipulator, but the curator of all that she has of value. The solid foundation that her parents laid, you chose to excavate. Her dreams, you decimate. Into her own eyes, she stares in the mirror, exploring a lifetime of mistakes, formulating a contingency plan. How can she not appear suspicious while lending a hand and showing a sincere desire to be the 6th and final pallbearer? And I can guarantee you that she wouldn't care how much your family mourned, because hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
All right.
Powerful. That was powerful.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
So,
That was
ladies,
wonderful.
this one was homage to you and to all the other women who are listening, all the other women who will tune into this, all the women who have ever experienced domestic abuse.
So,
Close us out on that argument, please, ladies. Miss Forrester, please. Hold on. Let me get to the woman. I want you all to close it out with your sentiments on that particular piece in terms of abuse towards women. How we as men need to further endure and endure. Is that the proper word? Some of us have to endure. I understand that, but how we can show more terms of endearment towards women. So, Sam, you pick it up on that first. Give us your closing arguments on that particular piece.
Wow. Okay. What I can say is wow. This was an amazing episode 10. I felt like a kid with lollipop and ice cream and cake and hot sun and muddy sneakers, muddy gym boots. This was really good. This was really good. And this last piece, it's really telling. You as you're reciting it, I can actually see a screenplay, and even remember scenes from my childhood. Growing up in the village, and life was a certain way then. This piece really depicted a lot of this is real life. That you should do a movie on this one. But I want to pay homage to the folks that inspired me, and I guess you all could say who inspired you guys. I had a teacher that taught in high school, Miss Sutherland Elder. She was a folklore poet in Tobago. And in fact, actually, her whole family, they all did poetry. So growing up in Tobago there, she would have some really interesting pieces. She would take something from the Bible and make it interesting. She passed on a couple of years now. Now, interestingly enough, when I got into high school, she was my teacher, and I realized that, do I really like this person? So it wasn't that I didn't like the person anymore. It was first I was a fan, and then now the person I was a fan of actually became a teacher, and now they're filling out the role of a teacher, and it just was a different sensation. But anyway, nevertheless, she was really good at. She was really good up. I mean, she was up there with the Paul Keens, with the everything okay, Dr. Henry? You all right?
No, the sensation part, it had me a bit of miss, but
Boy, behave yourself, now, man.
carry on, man. You're talking about a teacher, right? A teacher and sensation. Oh, go ahead. I'm listening.
Father, Lord help him. Anyway, she was up there with the likes of the Paul Keens, with the likes of Miss Louise and so on. Just that she didn't have that much popularity, but in the island of Tobago, she was a well-respected poet and folklore master. So I want to just pay homage to Miss Sutherland Elder tonight in her memory, and in some way, many ways, I was inspired to even display a lot of the poetry that I did tonight. So that's my 2 cents, and I love the contributions of everyone tonight, Dr. Barnes, and especially Karen. I'm still amazed that you gave her a title or a topic, sorry, and she was able to create the pieces. That was really impressive. Really impressive.
Thank you.
Back to you, sir.
I'll comment on who influenced me most. Mr. Shell, junior high school, New York City, Manhattan. Basics like diagramming a sentence and appreciating real literature from all over the world, not just in the Northern Hemisphere. I'm highly appreciative. I'm sure he's been long gone, but I still remember him with such a fond way. As far as the topic that you asked about, abuse against women, I've very ultra sensitive to it since I was a child. To hear a male who's physically stronger beating up on a woman, never in my home, I'm grateful to say, but neighbors, I've had one too many neighbors where I've witnessed that. I always try to teach every young woman whose life I think I can impact what to watch out for, because it doesn't just come out of the blue. There are always warning signs. Sometimes, as women, young women especially, we just choose to close our eyes thinking that it's something honorable. Oh, he's stalking you, but you think he's just being extra attentive. He wants to know who you're calling every single moment. No, we have an issue with that. So I always forewarn very young girls, young women, what to look out for. When the yellow flag becomes the orange, don't wait around till it gets to the red. Get the hell out of there, before it becomes physical, because it will get to that point. Because the more you take, the more they give. So that is my thing. Always preventative treatment. That's it.
Thank you very much, Karen. Who has been your inspiration? Who has been your inspiration since Sam covered that? Who has been your inspiration?
Oh, I mentioned it, Mr. Shell in junior high school in Manhattan. Very uh, just very articulate, very fair. Um, as you said, just giving of himself as a teacher, um, non-judgmental, gives you topics and inspires you to come up with something in half an hour. I've been doing that since junior high. So, and diagramming sentences, really understanding the English language, although it's a little confusing language, but it's to try to understand the English language and all it entails.
Kudos to Mr. Shell. So tell us, Miss Barnes, besides me, who do you thank for your
Well, in the human realm, my father. My father was a tremendous influence on me. From a little girl, I adored him. But what I like about my relationship with my father is that despite his toughness, and he could be very harsh at times verbally, and but he was real, and he told me the truth about things, and truth matters a lot to me, especially in these days. And he loved the English language. He spoke well. He wrote well. His penmanship was beautiful. Um, I just, despite the negatives, and one of the things that I'm grateful for is that I could see my father, even as a child. I could see him with his warts. I could see him with his, the negatives, but I also saw him with the positive. And so I learned at his feet, literally. I learned about politicians. I learned about men and women from him. He and my mom had a very troubled relationship, but he would also say, "You see that woman? I love the very ground she walk on." And so I learned from watching him to some degree about love, which was not the healthiest way, but it was okay because I learned eventually what I needed to learn. But he has been, besides having a relationship with God, my earthly father was the most powerful entity in my life. And he taught me what not to take from people. He taught me to respect people, but he also taught me how to stand up. And I think for a woman, for a girl in Jamaica, I was a powerful young woman. I was not afraid of anybody, and it came from him. He told me how to speak up. And at 15 and a half, I decided, at 14, I left school. Such a talent teacher then. And he never questioned me. And at 15, I said, I'd like to go to work. And he said, okay. And he was working at the Gleaner, the newspaper company. He got me a job there. So he always encouraged my individuality and all of that. He encouraged, and so till this day, that's the greatest. And what is really wonderful, as my mom got older, she became a very impacting person in my life, positively. As to the poems that were read, I mean, obviously they're all well done and well spoken, and the especially with Mr. Henry, the affect was just perfect, and you know, it's clear that Karen has the gift of putting words together quickly and with meaning. And of course, Mr. Archer, of course, the three women alone, as four women, I'm sorry. I kind of knew in the beginning that he was talking about something biblical when he said four women. I said, okay, let me leave it alone and let him.
I didn't. I was on the other side, hoping, yeah.
But one of the two favorite women in the Bible for me is Ruth and Naomi. And in terms of women and being abused or whatever, I have a lot of women that I meet that come to me and they'll say, listen, can you mentor me? And my response to them is always, I'm not going to mentor you. What I suggest you do is watch how I live. And if there's anything noteworthy, if there's anything that you can use, take that. But I'm not going to instruct you how to live. But watch me. And it works because if nothing else, I am real. If nothing else, I don't fake. Whatever you see is what you get. And I think the world needs a lot of that right now. So where the abuse is concerned, I'm not a good person to be abused. I tend to move fast. I move quickly. And men don't look at me that way. Men tend to think, you better be careful with her. Now, I don't threaten to hurt anybody physically, but I think sometimes when I speak, they kind of, that can take care of. And I'm not talking about nastily, just I'm very precise, I'm very direct, so they know, you know what, leave that woman alone because she ain't going to take it. But my thing with women is to become, and I'm fortunate because my father taught me about being a woman. He taught me not to take crap. So I was prepared ahead of time. And if there's anything I'd like to do, is I do it now anyway, is to continue to explain to women, do not look to people for definition. I mean, I say that to everybody, men and women, but particularly women. Do not look to people for definition. I look to the Word of God to define me. That's where my definition comes from. So, when I was very young and I moved to New York, I was going to school in Long Island, St. John's University, and I'm on the train and I was like 95 pounds and the same height I am now. And I'm sitting on the train having this big old ugly green overall. I don't know where I got it from, but I had it on. And this lady sat across from me and she looked at me and she literally looked at me from my head to my toe and started laughing. And I thought to myself, that's a wicked woman. What a wicked woman. And with all of that, I had the presence of mind to look at her. And I looked at her from her feet to her head and I just started giggling. That lady started checking her clothes. She started checking herself to see if something was wrong with her. I learned. I might not be able, I don't want to argue with you. I'm not going to cause a stir with you, but I'm going to get my way back. I'm going to take care of Judith mentally. So I want women to understand that you do not go to other people for definition. Because people will tell you who you are according to how they feel about themselves. And they don't necessarily feel good about themselves. So when women meet men, young ladies, and you don't have an idea about who you are, he'll tell you who you are, whether it's by beating you or cussing you or whatever. So I try to tell women, get to the place in life where you don't think a man is your savior, that a man is an addition to you. It's not, like you said, I can't live without you. That's a lie. I breathe quite well and I've been alone a long time. So that is my thing where the abuse is concerned. I also train men. See, I don't just do one side. I also train men to let them know that if you value yourself, you would not want to hit a woman. Because if you talk to the women alone and never talk to the men, something is lost there. I tackle men verbally. I let them know certain things, it's not expected. So that's it.
Sam, give some shout out to them, the people who participated in the conversation. You had a couple comments there.
Yes, so we want to thank everyone for Those of you who took part in the chat, please subscribe to the Caribbean Feedback, and also subscribe to the other entities you see on here. We have Caribbean Chat with Curtis Henry. We have BantuKreations. I know that's on IG, and Muzilog.com.
And Facebook.
And Facebook, you're on, okay, great. Facebook and IG. Caribbean Chat is also on Facebook. Muzilog is also on Facebook. Dr. Judith, where are you? You just around.
I'm on Facebook. I have my paintings and books. Painting and book on Facebook.
Okay.
ST and Facebook.
And please spread the word, guys. We're on every Tuesday evening at 9:30, and I think this was another beautiful evening again. I think this was fun.
Very much indeed. I do believe if time was permitting, we could have gone on, because Karen has several more pieces, and God knows I have several more. The couple pieces that I read are from my soon-to-be published book entitled The Voices of My Soul. The Voices of My Soul, soon to be published. So I hope everyone had a wonderful time this evening, and understand that we need to be careful with our words, how we speak them. Speak truth to power, speak life into people. Stop criticizing, stop ridiculing, especially children. I have a strong saying that children are people too. They're just little people, and we need to treat them like adults and speak life and speak power into them. If you hear the way some adults speak to children, sometimes you look around and you're looking for the other adult that is speaking to. And when you look down, you see it's a poor, innocent little child, 3-4 years old. And the language that comes out of some of these adults' mouths, it's ridiculous. Speak life, speak truth, speak power into our children, and they will grow with that. Name them something of value. We need to understand that names have meanings. Words have power. You do not tell a child that he's stupid, that he's ignorant, that he's this, or you just like your father. You didn't know. We need to stop that foolishness, stop that foolish behavior. Speak power into our children. Speak life into them. Speak life into our relationships. Let that person know how you truly feel about them, and speak power, speak life. Stop with the negative, constant negative remarks. It does no good. It does nothing but harm. Name your children something positive. I'm tired of some of these names that I'm Bonquisha. I don't know what it means, but we just sort of throw words.
Asholi.
Oh yeah. You're familiar with that one? I've seen this somewhere. A parent named their child Asholi.
What is that?
It's a name. Asholi. It's spelled
H-O-L-E. Asholi.
H-O-L-E. Asholi.
Better than Cadillac.
I see Sam up there trying to figure it out.
Hey, you never know. It might be something important. I don't know.
I don't know.
ABCD. Absidy.
Yeah, Absidy. So parent name of child Absidy. ABCDE. And the parents in school had a difficult time trying to figure out how to call the parent to figure out how do you pronounce this child's name. ABCDE.
Oh, God.
It's Absidy. No, that's nonsense. Name your child something with some meaning, something with some value, because we do live up to these names and that we are called.
And save them 12 years people. Of agony in school.
Words have power. Understand this in your daily interactions with people, especially our children, the innocent minds. Once again, thank everyone for joining us. Peace and blessings.
Bless.
We're out.